Folks, you're all very welcome here tonight. I'm delighted that you turned up. This being the close of our 50th year of continuous activity in the community in Bray, bringing photographs to the people, or taking photographs from the people, whichever. Now, I gave a long speech at our AGM the other night, so I'm not going to give a long speech tonight. It's not my function. But before I introduce you to the man who is officially going to launch the exhibition, I would just like to thank the staff of the Signal Arts. You've been great to us. Thank you very much indeed. You did a wonderful job of hanging the exhibition.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
So well done. And they've done a lot of work behind the scenes, and Jonathan, especially in the web department, has done great work putting up all these photographs online for us as well too. And even undertaking last minute changes and the works, and never a peak of complaint from him or his colleagues here. Anyway, I would like to introduce, as I said, the man who's going to launch the exhibition here tonight. We have Mr. James Scannell. Mr. James Scannell, currently the chief bottle washer in the Bray people, aren't you, James?
Yeah, that's a good description.
Yeah, but that's not why he's here. James was one of the original members of the club way back in 1971. And he has served, he has given long years of service to the club, keeping the show on the road here. He has been the former chair, he's been the former president, he's been the former PRL, former committee member, you name it, he has served in every department of the club. And these photographs, these certificates on the wall here, these have all been awarded to James. Back in the day, the club used to have a video section, film section, and James is a great man for the film. And you can see there's awards from Japan, Czechoslovakia, Cork even. Where are you, Julie? Your friends down in Cork saw merit in him, which is great. And yes, and with that, so having established some sort of pedigree for James, I'm going to hand it over to you, and thank you very much, James.
Thank you very much indeed, Philip. For any organisation to reach 50 years is an achievement. For any organisation in Bray to reach 50 years is a greater achievement. Because organisations in Bray have come and gone over the years. They haven't made a grade, either people haven't stepped up to the plate and the organisation is situation fallen down. But the Camera Club has it going. When I joined the Camera Club in 72, we didn't think, or 71, I didn't think that we'd be going, the club would be still going 50 years later. We didn't know. And like any family, we had our ups and our downs, we had our crises. We were down to a handful of members at times, we had loads of members, but we had a great range of activities. But the one thing is we learned a lot of skills. Both, oddly enough, in filmmaking and photography, there are various skills which are common to both, so we adapted them all. And the result was that over the years, the Camera Club was responsible for some great professional photographers. Fergal McGannity, who went to Donegal, there's Charlie Sharkey, who works in Bray, there's David Drysdale, there's Tony Vines, I'm going to forget somebody, Tony Vines, Charlie Sharkey, said those. Well, we had a Jack Clark, another man down in Kilcool, all in Bray, all went into professional trade and carried on well. We should remember that Stephen Rook became a highly acclaimed director, theatrical and film, and in films as well. So we diversified over time into various things. Some of us became historians, we became writers, we became journalists. We all learned these skills from the various people that were taught to us in the Camera Club, but we still have the eye. Now the one man that really should be here in my place is Willie Owens, because without Willie Owens, and William J. Owens on Main Street Bray, there would be no Camera Club, because Owens was a unique shop. It was where you went in. Now there was a fallacy in the 70s, if you bought the latest camera you could take the greatest shots. But Willie, unlike most dealers, would not sell you what you wanted. You went into Willie and you were fitted for your camera the way you went into a tailor or fitted for a suit or a dress or anything like that, dressmaker. You were fitted for it. And Willie would inquire diligently and patiently what you wanted for, what were you going to do, and if it was a too sophisticated a camera, he wouldn't sell it to you. He'd sell you a lesser camera on the basis that it was ample for your needs. And that's how Willie operated. Willie had such a degree of customer service. There were stories told that often people would buy film in a chemist to go into Willie and would you put it in my camera for me, please? And Willie Owens would willingly do it. So it was a great shop. I still have the Minolta XG camera, film camera that I bought from Willie Owens in 1980. It's still at home, still runs well. I've gone to digital like everybody else. looking around here, it's great to see that the artistic eye of the Camera Club hasn't diminished over the years. In actual fact, it's tremendous to see the selection here of both film and digital prints, and it's a compliment that the members still have the eye. They've captured all the variety of things. One of the things we never thought about in the 70s and 80s was going into was exhibitions like the Signals Art Gallery. So the Camera Club has progressed, and that's the great thing. The Camera Club is ever progressing. The main thing is that as the Camera Club progresses, it's important to remember John Kennedy, ask not what the Camera Club can do for you, but do what you can do for the Camera Club, which means that you need to get involved at the administrative side when committees stand down. It's not daunting, it takes a bit of time, but it's the only way the organisation is going to progress. Now I must say, there's a great selection of images here. I was really impressed with the great selection, and I'm sure if many of our former people that used to judge our competitions, and I'm thinking of Roy Byrne, Vincent Corcoran, Jimmy Coots, to name Noel Shields, people in the 70s and 80s who used to judge competitions, they will be mightily impressed with the work that they're seeing here tonight, and they will be very pleased to see that the Camera Club is still going strong. So on that note, I have promised Philip that later on in the year, probably at the end of February, early March, I'll come down and I'll talk to the club about the early years of the Camera Club. There are 14 scrapbooks, cuttings. I have lost the first two, and they're the vital ones. So when I find those, I'll be able to put the presentation together, and I'll come down and just give you a short talk about what we did in the early days, what we got up to, and who was there, and a lot of things will make more sense. So without further ado, it's a great honour to declare this exhibition formally open. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, while I'm thanking people. As I said, this is the end. This exhibition marks the end of our 50th year. I would like to thank the outgoing committee who did great work during the year, and I would like to welcome in the new committee, Craig, our new secretary, who has Mick down here, who's our competitions man, Pat down there who counts the money. Thanks very much, Pat, for doing that. Great job. And where's Graham? Graham, yes. Graham under the hat down there. Yes, a great man for taking photographs of stars as a committee member, and a great imparter of information to us as well too, techniques. And Anne-Marie here, you're very welcome onto the committee this year. BRAY Camera Club has always welcomed people, and we hope that people, when they come, they will always feel welcome when they arrive into the club. And I would just say that that's my hope for the future, to keep welcoming people and to keep making them feel welcome, so that in 50 years' time somebody else will be standing here saying, what a great bunch of people we were. Okay? So thanks very much, guys. Enjoy the evening. Take care.